All right, I think we can get started. Pat, if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, hey everybody, off to 2026, and on my end, bringing from 2025, a cold. So, starting the year off right in winter here. But what we really wanted to do for this town hall was to take a look at 2025 and just because there was just a lot of stuff that we were able to get done and accomplish. Of course, you always want to do more. You always want to, uh, really just do all these things. But looking back, we really did quite a lot in 2025. So just wanted to share, and also we're gonna talk a little bit about 2026. That's really going to be, I think, next month, February, we're going to really understand where the year is going to take us. But there are a few concrete things that we have lined up. So we're going to talk about that. And then also, one of the other things that we have is a new brand video that we'll be able to show on the call today. So for starters, in 2025, number one, the product. We had 4 or 5 major updates coming out. We're still looking for, of course, version 3, which is going to be coming out this year. But a few of the things that were supposed to be in version 3 actually got backfilled into version 2. There was just a lot of good things that we wanted to include early or were demanded or requested that we actually, instead of waiting, moved into version 2 of the product. So with version 2, update 221 that came out back in February, we added enhanced logging for 365. If any of you remember, previously, we didn't have as many dashboards. We didn't have as much parsing on the 365 logs. So that got a lot of attention from our end, and we were able to build that in. We also, as I mentioned, added multiple dashboards for different aspects of SharePoint, Exchange, reworked the existing dashboard that we had, and additionally also added the capability to support multiple tenants at the same time. Um, it was something as we've gone through the years, there's different trends, there's different things that people do. Sometimes a company will do all or nothing and move the company fully from commercial to maybe GCC or GCC high. Other times, companies do the enclave approach of, well, commercial for everything and then breaking off and having a subset for, GCC and GCC high. So for these companies, that's where the multi-tenancy really comes into play and shines. Additionally, we added in a down detection feature um, for syslog inputs, and then also we have alerting and error reporting for 365 and Google. And one of the requests and something that's going to be showing up in an update we're working on right now is down detection for agents. Uh, I'll get into this a little bit later, but as we've gone through the year with the rule coming out and assessments being front and center, getting feedback and making sure that the platform is responding or performing well in assessments is number one priority for us. So a lot of these things have been either requested or we anticipated adding in come assessment time. And another thing, of course, being very important for um, assessments or understanding where you're at is having an SPRS score. So this was at the top of the year. So many things have happened since then. This was in February of 2025, which leads us to a couple subsequent updates in April and in July of last year, where we added in a couple small wins like ubiquity support, making sure because there's quite a few companies that use maybe even ubiquity switching or access points, as well as ubiquity firewall. And we have some commercial clients and small businesses who use this as well. So this was a nice little win. But we reworked a lot of the alerting aspects in the tool, highlighting different things, focusing in on the NeQter events index so that we could report on more things that are happening on the NeQter platform itself, as opposed to what it is seeing for for different clients and their different integrations. So and I think I didn't include a slide um, about this, but we also reworked some of the parsing to allow for saved searches to really shine through, which further enhanced the ability for alerting and reports and saving those searches. If you remember, I had quite a few different webinars highlighting that and the importance of tailored searches, including or excluding the certain um, columns or information points for the different searches to be highlighted in the reports. So all of that was worked in on these updates, including which originally started as a support function to help our support team, which it continues to do, but also helping clients with the system health and maintenance report. And we have gotten more requests on either making this modular or taking out certain aspects of this report and as opposed to just a large report. So the more we add, the more requests we get, and the cycle continues. And then another nice thing was with the help of one of our recent hires, reworking the Windows event IDs and defaults that was requested by client and consultant and assessor alike. And then we get into kind of the last most recent update of the year. One thing I also didn't mention on the previous update was just, of course, continued security enhancements and updated dependencies that we continually add in on the updates. But that's not as sexy. That's behind the scenes stuff, but it is very important, of course. And then update 224, which came out with a bow on it for December, was really just a complete rework of the compliance tool, adding in first two sections to highlight environment and company and CUI information, as well as adding in the bulk editing and the rapid entry view that we added in, which a lot of people like to go in and just change a bunch of stuff all at once, or even kind of do just like a dry run gap assessment. So that's what that area is really useful for. So I mean, you know, two 220 all the way to 224 with a couple in between. So about five major updates that we had just this year. And then this will additionally was a piece that we were going to have for version 3 that we backfilled, which was the enhanced user and password management. Again, tying into some requests from a 3.5 aspect of compliance from assessors. So speaking of assessors, and speaking of the rule, this was a major aspect of 2025. Waiting, of course, with the 32 CFR coming out in the end of 2024, anticipating the rule getting finalized for the 48 CFR in 2025, and that's just what happened in September. Um, Having this come out, of course, kind of right before the longest government shutdown. I don't know if anyone had that on their bingo card for 2025, but this rule coming out, the 48 implementing the phase rollout, which started the clock started on November 10th and is proceeding into 2026 and beyond, with the aspect of phase one rolling into the next three phases, 2, 3, and 4. Um, and we're seeing increasingly, of course, the requirements for self, but then a lot of different programs or a lot of primes jumping the gun and requiring L2 um, certified, and holding an L2 cert as a requirement for their supply chains. So, this was a big way to end the year. A lot of people clamoring for either scheduling an actual assessment or getting a gap assessment or kind of like a dry run to see where they're at. And increasingly, we've had several clients who have undergone, received, and now hold an L2 certification. And we're trying to have a dialogue and be there, of course. We don't know unless people tell us. So if you are undergoing or are planning to undergo an L2 assessment, uh, NeQter is providing a key piece, especially in Section 3.3 auditing and accountability. But then, of course, a lot of clients use the vulnerability scanner for 3.11 risk assessment, as well as aspects of the inventory tool for Section 3.4 configuration management. So, with the handful of assessments that have been undergone or NeQter's been a part of, we've done well. There's a few things that were highlighted as either this could be done better, or a couple aspects where the tool has the features, but maybe they weren't configured in a certain way or as much as they could have been configured. So that's kind of an educational piece that comes into play, whether it gets down into identifying software for inventory, or doing credentialed scans with the Vuln scanner, or curating certain alerts or reports with the SIM. So we've gotten some good feedback. We've gotten some constructive feedback of what to do better on, and that's been continuously working itself into the updates that we've had coming out. And at the start of the year, there was only 38 C3PAOs that jumped up to 97. There was an artificial period where there weren't newly declared C3PAOs during the government shutdown, because it, of course, required um, government oversight and approval for them to. So we'll probably very quickly be at 100 C3PAOs in the ecosystem. And there's been several that we've worked with or familiar with that we can recommend. There are certain ones that aren't ideal for certain environments, or we've seen be very, I'll say, argumentative, or maybe interpret the rule and the compliance differently, that we would sway people away from. Different strokes for different folks, of course. So that's always something. Of course, if you would like to reach out and be um, at least, hey, who are some 3 to 5 C3PAOs that you guys would recommend at NeQter? We can do that out of these 97. So the product, very important. The rule, probably one of the biggest watershed moments of 2025. I know I've been waiting for it for 9 years, so it kind of came and went. and we went, all right, let's buckle down and get to work. But there was some fun to be had. There was some travel. We did some shows this year in 2025. Not as many as we have done. Well, thankfully for me, I typically go to every one for the most part. Need to uh need to get off that train. But for the shows that we had, we started with CMMC Day back in May. That one was good. For the first time, we did CS5. We've stayed away from it for a couple of years because it's got a big price tag, and unfortunately, even though it's supposed to be for small business, but great show this year, especially with the rule coming out. Was able to take Corey, who's on the call, and of course, has been on the webinars and local show at in Rhode Island. And then one of the shows that we did that was really fun and a little bit of a detour was Top Shops in Charlotte, which was a machining or a machine shop conference, which is very, very fun. It was at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So got some good traveling, saw a lot of people, saw a lot of you. I can't tell you how many people walked up to me at CS5 and say, hey, how's it going? We've either seen each other before or we've been talking through email or phone for years. And it's like, oh, can put a face to the name. So that was very exciting, very engaging this year. And 2026, which I'll get to, is going to be even more events, more shows that will get out there and hopefully meet a lot of you. If there's any shows that you like or that you've attended that you think would be great for a company like us or just even just good to go to, let me know. Send me send me a list, send me an email or drop it in the chat. So the product, the shows, the rule, and the team. So this year we had some changes. We had some longtime people move on, and then we've added some new people who are great. Corey's one of them. Ashley, which is some of you have talked to, she's been kind of behind the scenes, internal to NeQter. We've been piloting some aspects of services with her, um, but she's going to be coming on in a bigger role, hopefully, as we go into 2026. And not in this picture is a couple very important people, Miranda Nunez, who's works remote, as well as Jose Perez, who works remote. I guess this is the best picture we got. A couple people have their eyes closed. Maybe our future is just too bright. But we continually grow the team, looking to actually make a bigger splash this year with adding some core pieces. But super thankful to everyone that we've spent 2025 with. And let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, one other thing from a community standpoint, something that we do every year. It's always great locally in Massachusetts. Was we help to transport donated hats or winter wear for kids in need in the local area. So we use the NeQter truck for that. Our own cyber truck. And we also dabble a little bit with some local sponsorships. We had a race car this year at a partial sponsorship at Seekonk Speedway. If any of you have frequented that track in Massachusetts. So lastly, yeah, so that's kind of everything year in review. No, that was a bit of a long walk, but I always like to look back and reflect on, where do we start? Where do we end? 2025, we got a lot done that we wanted to. There were some things that, we feel like we missed, but then other opportunities present themselves or other different things show up. And all in all, I think it was a great year. for us. And then of course there's always something, big question mark that happens every year, like last year with the government shutdown, which I kind of forgot about. I thought back, I was like, wait a minute, that was a big deal. So 2026, we'll see what it has in store. In terms of definitive things from an upcoming show standpoint, we will be going to should have put TBD over here for Synity. I just need to know what that date's going to be. But for CS5 West, we're locked in. We're going to be going there in San Diego in April at the Gaylord Pacific Resort. I suppose I love to stay in downtown, but I guess I'll venture out to there. And NDIA New England has historically every year had a cyber event. Um, we didn't last year, just some things shuffled around, and unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of you know and remember Bob Metzger. He typically came to that show every year. He unfortunately passed last year. I think there's going to be, I forget if it's this show or if a different event has a award, the Bob Metzger Excellence Reward that's being rewarded to big trailblazers in cybersecurity. But NDI New England is going to be at Gillette Stadium again in Foxborough, April 29th. And then the other show, Snidia, is typically end of August. So just need to shore up what that looks like. So those are the knowns. In February for the town hall, I'll have a better grasp of uh, what we have coming out or planned for 2026 from product and some other aspects. And one of the things wanted to highlight, something our guy Corey did, is our brand video. I'll look to or maybe Corey can drop it in the chat, but I thought I'd play it all for you here just to check out something really cool.
In today's digital world, cybersecurity is not optional. And for contractors working with the Department of Defense, compliance is the cost of doing business. That's where NeQter Labs can help. A powerful, all-in-one cybersecurity and compliance platform built for real-world teams. The NeQter Compliance Engine gives you visibility into your assets, vulnerabilities, logs and events, and current compliance posture, all in one place. But technology alone isn't enough. You need a partner. That's why NeQter Labs delivers customized services to meet you where you are, from support and implementation to full CMMC compliance guidance. That's why we support the businesses that keep America moving. NeQter Labs. Compliance simplified.
That's pretty neat. Actually, I saw it behind the scenes. I saw the in progress. Maybe Corey can comment on how fun it was and how tedious, but I think it came out pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a tedious process, but definitely got some good insights and recommendations from the rest of the team about just about like what we should be highlighting and the different screenshots. You ask 10 different people about what you should promote about the product and you'll get 10 different answers. So that was fun parsing through that, but appreciate everyone's guidance on it and just excited to share it.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of new things this year. Lot more polish and we'll be going into 2026 with some more polish as well and some different assets. So yeah, continuing to improve the company, improve the team, improve the product. But of course can't do it without all of you, the customers who give us good feedback, or even, hey, this is a bug, hey, this is a problem, hey, I'd like to see this. It's all appreciated. So this is actually a group shot of our team and families and board members, and keeps growing every year. So, yeah, nothing too technical on this call, really just setting the tone for next year, reviewing what we did this past year, and hoping to grow and continue to improve. Any questions or comments? Someone did have a technical question, of course, always welcome. But or if there's anything I missed that's worth mentioning for 2025, let me know if I failed to capture something. Corey, anything on your end?
No, not seeing anything.
Give everyone a couple minutes to type or add any questions. But I know everyone's doing a lot of we're not at spring cleaning yet, but we're at winter upgrades. Everyone coming back from the holiday break, New Year's, and I always, one of my favorite things is talking to sysadmins and what have you, because usually everyone's out of office, but sometimes I get an email, everyone's out, or everyone's at the holiday party and someone's putting a new server in, and what have you. So appreciate all of you and all your hard work, and yeah, we'll keep it light to start the year. I know a lot of you probably have projects that you've started or hoping to start that you want to get to. So as always, this is Pat and Corey for the monthly webinars. They're recorded, put up on our YouTube, and we'll be putting some more scaffolding in place and building some new things to hopefully make things even easier as we go into 2026. So thanks, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.